This is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
Lewis Hamilton, being the immovable object, winning 6 of the last 7 Drivers' Championships, has redefined consistency, as his last retirement was in Austria 2018. Hamilton has finished every race since then and hasn't been outside the top 10 since Spain 2013. Some remarkable accomplishments not only in Formula 1 but in all sporting history. While Verstappen, the unstoppable force, has progressed to his first realistic shot at a championship, as the 2021 championship fight is shaping up to be an epic battle between Verstappen and Hamilton, as Verstappen looks to end Hamilton's championship run. But over the years we have seen how hard it is to beat Lewis over the course of a season, while the only man to do so has retired since beating Hamilton due to the extreme pressure associated with the championship fight. So, what does it take to become a Formula 1 champion? And what does it take to beat the most lethal winning machine F1 has ever seen? Let's explore and see if Max Verstappen will overcome Lewis Hamilton to clinch the 2021 title. Obviously, there are a lot of aspects that influence a world championship, but we are going to look at the key factors, the 3 main players in the battlefield: the driver, the car, and the team. A driver who has pace, can attack and overtake other cars on the track, and is capable of defending positions, has physical and mental strength to sustain consistency throughout the season, and some tire management. A car which is fast enough and reliable to challenge for race wins regularly, getting reasonable updates to match the demands of the evolving requirements. Managed by a team who work as one unit, is adaptable to strategy, who can pull off some quick pit stops. So let's look at the team. Formula 1 is rarely one person's success or one person's defeat. Time and again we have seen drivers praise the entire crew. Red Bull has clear goals for 2021, win the Drivers and Constructors Championships. Everyone is focused and involved as a unit. So far, they are moving in the right direction. While Verstappen and the team attribute some lost races to the pace of the car, it's obvious that Mercedes were able to outsmart Red Bull in a couple of races. So far, Red Bull were able to execute their strategy well, but failed to react quickly to their rivals on the race day, which could prove costly in the season if they don't plan adaptable strategies. So this area is something they need to improve. With the gaps between the first and second becoming much closer, pulling off an undercut or an overcut is ever so crucial, and perfectly executed pit stops play a vital role between winning a race and coming in second. Pit stops have been one of Red Bull's greatest strengths. They have pulled off some of the fastest pit stops on several occasions. Red Bull topped the season average with 2.455 seconds. In 2021, the top 4 fastest pit stops are by Red Bull, while Mercedes is not even in the top 10. Red Bull have the upper hand over Mercedes in this area. In 2020, Red Bull were 0.6 of a second slower than Mercedes on an average in qualifying. Whether it's the revised floor regulations, clever suspension, or the flexi wings, the car is clearly much more competitive this year. On top of that, Mercedes lost much more ground this year than any other team. Based on the evidence so far, the car has been reliable too. Of course, we have seen a few instances with Sergio's car and Max complaining of throttle issues in Bahrain. There have been no major failures unlike the previous seasons, and the Honda power unit looks like the best on the grid. There is generally not much time between races. Improvements to the car must be developed, tested and implemented in time for the next race. While Red Bull made it clear that they will continue to develop the car, even Mercedes is going to do the same. There are development restrictions which may limit the number of updates for both the teams, and the teams are also restricted with one engine specification and limited wind tunnel time, preventing them from introducing major upgrades. So it's down to the minor changes and the fine margins. neither team will be able to develop to a point where they are clearly ahead of the other car. This at the moment is a 50-50. Verstappen has been extremely fast throughout his racing career. There are plenty of examples of it right from his debut in 2015. But what needed to improve is to channel that speed into constant results, which he has improved in the past couple of years. Arguably, Verstappen is the fastest man in F1 right now, even quicker than Hamilton. The only other driver who can come close to Verstappen in terms of pace is probably Charles Leclerc, although qualifying is not something he shines, but his racecraft has improved to make up for it and to be in the hunt for the title race. Verstappen has tremendous self-confidence while overtaking another car. Time and again, he has made mistakes in his early years, but gradually reduced them by fine-tuning his moves. This is clearly evident this season. One thing Verstappen nailed this year are his race starts. It's absolutely electrifying to watch his fighter mentality. While we didn't get to see a lot of it, as Verstappen hasn't been below third position on race day and only finished second or above. There were a few overtakes done over him, but were not on equal tires, except for Portugal, where his mistake on the last corner provided an opportunity for Lewis to overtake. Verstappen is certainly capable of defending positions during wheel-to-wheel combats. One of the essential qualities of a racing driver is the physical fitness. Verstappen is one of the fittest drivers on the grid. Bradley Scanes has been his trainer and physio since the beginning of 2020. According to him, the lockdowns have been useful for Max. The restrictions meant limited travel and also reduced media and marketing obligations, which gave Verstappen plenty of time to train. Most of the training work is done before the season. Once the first Grand Prix has taken place, it's all about maintaining that fitness. Another trait Verstappen has developed is the mental strength. He has been extremely cool while going through several pivotal moments this year.
Man, Leclerc's hit the wall at 16. Man, oh, this would have been the lap.
Unlike the previous years, Verstappen has been able to keep his emotions in check while reacting to the comments from Hamilton, Mercedes or the media. Yet he doesn't back down to give it back when necessary, which is great, however, should not become complacent. In the last few years, the true capability of time management wasn't showcased due to alternative strategies to make up for an inferior car, but it's something he's really good at. Be it Austria 2019 or the 70th anniversary Grand Prix, the Red Bull car gets its tire temperatures up quickly, but also burns them out quicker. Often, tires have been the deciding factor in close races, and the one in which Lewis is mighty. While Max may not be at the same level of Hamilton, it's something he is improving, and maybe the one trait he has a gap to Lewis Hamilton. Besides these factors, there are three more key fundamentals. The championship will be won by the team which makes the least number of mistakes. Victory runs like Lewis, Nico Rosberg or Sebastian Vettel during their championship years and score points consistently in each race. While Max and Red Bull are on top of several key factors, they need to improve on strategy and tire management. Verstappen has the force to be a world champion. Anything less than a championship for Max will be a disappointment and a failure for Red Bull.